What's up, guys? Welcome back to Cigars and Coffee. I appreciate you tuning in. We got a good one for you today. Michigan has passed a new law to where they can now put speed cameras in construction zones as of 2026. We're going to break it down, give my opinion like usual, and discuss with you guys and see what you have to say. Let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, they passed this new law, and unfortunately now they can have speed cameras in construction zones. What does that mean? So how it breaks down is they can have the speed cameras going when workers are present in only, MDOT construction zones. Okay? And the cameras are only activated when construction workers are present. It gets you automatically if you're going over 10 miles an hour, the speed limit. So they're basically giving you a 3-strike rule. So the first time you get caught, it's just a violation in the mail notice. Second, it's a $150 fine. Third, it's a $300 fine for going 10 miles an hour over. Now, supposedly, there's going to be, signage for that you're entering into the zone with a camera. We'll see about that. I believe it when I see it. And of course, it was brought up by the Democratic State House Representative in Michigan. And then it was bipartisanly passed, signed by Whitmer. So just all terribleness the whole way. And of course, per usual with the government, they try to pass it off as this is about safety. This is about, we care about your lives. We want people to pay extra attention in construction zones. And yeah, that all might sound great, and that some of it might be true, but what they're telling you is not true at all. They don't care actually about the safety. Just like, every single time the government does anything, same with gun laws, same with, you name it. It's all about, it's about the safety of this such and such group. In reality, it's all about control, bringing in an even deeper surveillance state, and revenue. Bingo, bingo, bingo. That's what it all comes down to, per usual, with the government. So don't let them fool you about, don't let them try to get the bleeding heart people to be like, that is true, because they don't care about you. It's just strictly about revenue and being able to watch you at all times. Now, yeah, personally, of course, you want people to pay attention and not text and drive, and especially when there's workers on the road, you want people to pay attention because you don't want a construction worker to get hit. But this isn't the answer. And unfortunately, it's just another thing to keep getting that snowball rolling into the surveillance state. They want us to be just like China. And, living in Michigan, this state already is, terrible. But the couple good things we got going for us is we don't have toll roads, we don't have any red light cameras, and we don't have any, automatic ticket cameras. Well, here is the first slippery slope to go. They're starting them in construction zones. And you know what the next step is. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to have red light cameras. They're going to have speed enforcement cameras all over the place, just giving you automatic tickets. Okay? And who's to say, because they came out and said that they will only be recording when construction workers are present. Okay, so either this construction or this camera has some serious AI in it to where it just is watching the whole time. If workers are present and will decide to shut itself off if it doesn't see any people movement. Well, I don't know about you, but I certainly don't think that will be the case, because that thing is just going to be recording 24/7. They're not calibrated to make that kind of differentiation. And even if, they did have that technology, they're just going to leave them on the whole time. And if you get a ticket in the mail at, 5:45 on a Thursday, who are you to say that, hey, there wasn't construction workers present there at that time? Why am I getting this ticket? Why was that on? The state is just going to be like, yeah, there was a worker heading to there, or there was a worker, thinking about working that day. So this is valid, and you're getting the ticket. Tough luck. And I don't know about you guys when you drive, but for me, when you go through construction zones or some sort of speed zone, and it's pinging your speed, and it gives you a live, radar readout. A lot of times those things aren't accurate, or it's picking up somebody else. So also, how accurate is this thing going to be? Is if there's a huge line of people all going 10 miles an hour over, is it going to go bam, 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 and get every single person and give them a ticket? Or is it just going to kind of pick and choose like the radar machines do? Or could it accidentally mistake it to where the guy in front of you or the guy behind you is going faster than 10 miles an hour, but it's constantly snapping photos, so you end up getting a ticket. I just don't see this as a good thing whatsoever, and it just reinforces that they want to bring in this Big Brother surveillance state, which obviously, as we know, is just all bad. There's no good can come out of it. AI and cameras are just going up everywhere, and we need, the people need to resist this stuff and, make a statement. That's what I've said for so many years is, people protest the dumbest things in the street and will be up in arms about just subjects that don't matter at all. But when it actually comes to stuff like this, where you're constantly being watched all the time, everywhere, or that they're taxing us up the yin yang, or they're taking away certain rights, that's when people should be in the streets and causing a big ruckus, not for some of the other trivial things that they do that we know that what I'm talking about. So, hey guys, these are set to be installed this year with full implementation in 2027. We'll see how this goes. And as I'm sure you know, once you give the government an inch, they take a mile, and we can never get it back, unfortunately. So once this goes through, there's going to be cameras just popped up and posted everywhere. And it's just going to be more and more, and this is going to start the snowball of implementing in the state red light cameras, speed photo cameras just all over the place, on the highway, what have you. And all for revenue management. Because that's really what it comes down to, and to watch you 24/7. And just to keep chipping away those rights, you're not allowed to have the freedom to do anything, basically. Or you want to have you have a fun car and you want to hit the gas on the highway. That's going to be coming to an end with these systems. So I wanted to give you the quick rundown of what was happening, the new news, because this is a pretty new story. I wanted to give you my thoughts as usual, and like always, I want to hear what you guys have to say, especially if you're a construction worker that is a highway construction worker. What do you think about this? Are you just happy about it because you actually think it's going to make a difference in making your life more safe? Or do you think that it's just another way for the government to surveil you and they really don't care about your safety? So definitely let me know what you have to say. I appreciate you tuning into this one. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.